So these few days, you guys watch my video. What do you guys think on the Wing Chun, on all those? I think I make the whole entire big picture for you guys, right? So please share. Is it a new paradigm needed? I shouldn't say revolution, but shifting to a new paradigm. Is that needed? What do you guys think?
Okay, I can start. So it was a good video, and you cleared out everything about the history and how it was developed and all that stuff, and what is needed to be a better Wing Chunner, and the way the Wing Chun 1850 is built, and the relation to General Chichiguan and the Shaolin monastery and all that stuff. And then you talk about the fiction figures like Mui and all this stuff, and it was great. I mean, you cleared out all the questions that were made, were good, and hopefully it is clear to everybody what you have presented in the last video. So I found it really good and good questions.
Yeah, I can add something to that. So you clearly make a distinction between the 1850s Wing Chun and everything that comes from post 1850s, but especially a distinct difference between 1960s Wing Chun and what comes up to the modern day, and you make a clear distinction between the two. And what I seem to get from the videos historically is that 1960s Wing Chun, post 1960s, has been living in a gap of knowledge where many people have tried to fill it, right? Not using data or provable data. Okay, so that leaves a lot of room for interpretation, of course, of what the art is or what it was supposed to be, instead of looking at something which was perhaps overlooked, like Shaolin Short Strike or Zhenyu Chichiguan, which are seminal texts which really give you more information than anything that has come out of that gap of knowledge which people have tried to investigate, which is a lot of rumors and hearsay and stories, things like that. So with this clear distinction, you really mark a difference in the type of art which was being practiced prior to 1850s and what comes after 1960s. And that's going to be hard for a lot of people to swallow, I think.
You have to turn on the mic, Henrik.
Okay. I like to share with you that I just make a Chinese video yesterday, which is, it need to be clear right now. Disregard in Qigong or in Chinese martial art or in Wing Chun, okay? The bottom line is this. The bottom line is the Chinese have saying that 孤证不立, single data point is not going to support your theory. Okay, 孤证不立. You look at in the Qigong, in Wing Chun, in Kung Fu, everything is always like this. Oh, this is internal art. Internal art is from that epitaph of the end of the Ming Dynasty. And he claimed that Zhang Sanfeng learned from his dream. And then in his dream, after he learned that, he defeats Shaolin monks. That is, if you can say it is a single account. That's called internal art. And then later, Tai Chi and everything, they claim that themselves internal art. That is just a single evidence, if you want to call that evidence. For me, I don't even want to call evidence. I just say that somebody is saying, okay? But let's make it as an evidence in the ancient, it happened that people write their epitaph. Now, did anything prove, verify that thing? You look into the history of the general Qi Ji Guang, the fighting between the Qi Ji Guang and the pirates, Japanese pirate, and with the Qing, when they try to get to take down the Ming Dynasty. Those things, that single evidence of internal is just a fiction. It never happened in real life. Okay? Now, same thing is today, everybody talk about Wing Chun. People say, oh, my Wing Chun is from Wang Wapo, from Liang Yitai, from Liang Zhan. Well, tell me, what do Liang Zhan teach you? I cannot say, well, my teacher is Muhammad Ali. Technically, what does he say? Nothing. And then it comes down to this mess up the everybody is using the Feng Xiuqing and Tai Fa Mingam as the representative of the Wing Chun in Red Boat. Well, again, technically, it questions everybody. How come the entire thing you call it from Liang Zhan, from Wang Wapo, from Tai Fa Mingam, from Feng Xiuqing, none of it showing you the breathing. There are three parts of the breathing. The first thing is Yang Qi, Nurture Qi. The second part is Yun Qi, transport of your breathing. The third is Yong Qi, the use of the breathing. So what is Yang Qi? Nurture Qi, I show it in my book. The entire thing where you, in today's language, is recovery. What is Yin Qi? Yin Qi meaning you want to transport your body so it's more effective. That's why all the 12 channels, for example, when you exhale, if you push your hand out, when you strike out, you exhale, it's more efficient. You don't have a stuck here. When you push your hand out, you inhale, it's stuck here. That's called inefficient. That's called, in today's language, that's called Yun Qi, transport of Qi, transport of energy or breathing all together. Yong Qi, using apply of the Qi, is referred to when you strike. Look at the Western boxing. They strike with, they just are blowing up the breathing. So you have Yang Qi, you have Lian Qi, you have Yong Qi. Well, tell me how the world is in the past 130 years. Nobody ever say a thing and nobody show that they know this thing. Well, tell me. So it is all everybody, oh, my Sifu, my Sifu is Wang Wapo or whoever, or Tai Fa Mingam. You all tell everybody on your single hearsay. And right now, we in the West don't buy into that, and you look inside there, there's nothing there. So why do we need, in the West, need to do that? First, why do we need to buy snake oil? The second, you have Xi Xiaodong question there since 2018, fake Kung Fu, including your Wing Chun. How are you going to respond to that? So you want to talk about Shaolin, burning of Shaolin, Jisim, Mui, and everything? Fine. The Yang Qi, Lian Qi, Yong Qi, you explain me where is in your sets. So the bottom line right now, today, what we know, single evidence is not going to support whatever, your theory or anything. this page, this single page, can you explain to me on the training of recovery, aerobic base, and endurance, where you involve aerobic training, anaerobic training, and the body go different? Because when you get into the anaerobic, you have to burn your carb, you have the lactic acid, you have to know how to get rid of this lactic acid. This is really fatigue everybody who fight. No. This is your chi and everything. It's like what? Daniel, you do jiu-jitsu, BJJ. When you get into the ground, you get all fatigue and everything because your opponent is keeping moving. You get into anaerobic, you're burning cap like hell. Well, sorry, that's real life. Also here, recovery. Once you do that, you need to recover. So how are you going to explain that? This is belong to the body conditioning. Remember the 70%. This is your techniques or your means of fighting. This is complete void there. You expect your sister or your mother or your or your grandmother or your daughter to fight anybody when you don't even have this proper training of this? We don't even want to talk about techniques. We just talk about your body is not ready because you have no idea what it is. So I told the entire world, hey man, shake up. You don't have Wing Chun. You don't have Qi Gong. You don't have internal. Have you seen those push hand people with the Tai Chi internal? Do they know, their body know how to deal with the anaerobic? Where Mike Tyson punching every day with the all strike, and the BJJ guy going down to the ground every day, and the Western boxer, and how do you deal with it? And the Thai boxer have to run every morning. How do you deal with that? You call it a martial arts. So I leave it you guys. What do you guys think?
It's true. I mean, it's that's life. That's reality. Because, like you say, when I do BJJ and do sparring with my partners, it's always, you know, you need breathing. Then get in an anaerobic how do you say level, and yes, and that's true. If you don't have that, you're not able to fight. And how you can yes, you need the breathing to be able to at least cope with people who move all the time. So you need that. You need you need a good body condition and good internal development, which is breathing and recovery and all that stuff that you have mentioned in your videos. And this is really important to know, and at least to practice it. And this is true. So I agree with what you say.
Yeah, I can also add to that that, you know, like you got all these people who are having doubts, and over the last 30, 40 years, and they look for answers, going to seek out whatever old masters or whatever information they can find. But I think what is difficult for people to swallow is that what you're presenting, as you're presenting a different art, is that 90% of the training methodology is not present. Like 90% of the old ancient training method and its objectives are not present in, or 80% is not present in the way people train today. So regardless of whether the techniques look different from lineage to lineage, they're missing a huge part. They're missing everything. You know, you're missing the methodology of how to train the body, how to recover, how to breathe correctly, and so if these people are still seeking out this knowledge in faraway places, then they don't really have to go that far to look. If they're willing to if they're willing to accept that it's two different arts that we're talking about, so that you know, you don't need to spend thousands traveling to China or the East, or the answer's already there. You've already presented them. The answer is that they're two different arts, one which is more complete than the other.
You see, my point is not, Ninjo. My point is not whose art is more completed. My point here is this. My point is, if you treat everybody, every Wing Chuners as a brother and sister, you're going to put them into, are you going to ask them to go to battlefield without preparations? You know how dangerous is that? Without all this training, do you, without all this training, can you go to battlefield without this training? And people train from white belt to at least to blue belt to brown belt to get good at it in karate, in jiu-jitsu, in BJJ. They go through all this.
The ironic thing is that they don't go to the battlefield, because I think deep down, ironically, they understand that they don't have the tools to do it, right? That's why you don't see that much Wing Chun testing itself out in the professional MMA arena. That because deep down they know that they don't have it, right? But whether you have the humility to admit that you need to change things is a totally different story.
So right now you got a problem, a serious problem. Okay, I'm not going to send my daughter out there for what? Claiming that this is learning for street fighting when I don't even know this part and I don't know this part. Look at the street fighter, how good they are in their endurance and power and explosive.
And people will continue to argue that the ring, the MMA ring, or the professional sports arena, they will continue to say that it's a different, it's not comparable with street fighting, and that's how they will continue to do what they do.
Well,
right?
you can argue whatever. Just I want to share with you this. You know, Western boxer, including Mike Tyson, his punches this way, right?
Yeah.
Just let's look at this. That's how they punch. Do you believe that if you're keeping trained this way and doing your tan pong fu, you can handle that? Just a straight punch, even your exchange. Do you believe that?
No.
So if you ever go to street fight, isn't it coming this way?
Yeah, that's the way.
I mean, Daniel here, you here, and there are many friends here like Naveen and many who have experience in the security guard and so forth. Isn't it this as you expected?
Yes, it is that way. That's street fighting. So people come and attack you like wild. I mean, they don't care about you. They throw punches and go really fast, and you know it gets chaotic. You know, and that's reality.
So how is this thing function? I'm not even talking about short strike, getting close and all this. I don't even want to talk about Qi Ji Guang on those and everything. Just talk about Shaolin have three things. Ne Zhuo Qi, you transport your Qi and you use your Qi. Do you know how to breathe? Do you know how to brace so that you can have a strong core? Because we cannot bullshit people on this thing. Look at his core. Look at the core. Look at the core handling. It's like the shoot-in handling, the core handling. There's bracing up there. There's your intra-abdominal pressure. I really don't know what to do. So right now, I'm not saying 1850 is better and you guys are not better, or Wang Wapo is no good, or Liang Zhan. I don't say that. I just saying this. If this is a war today, you face out everybody out there is having those kinds of training. Stop to get into this lineage. Every time you get into lineage politics, this is all bullshit. 130 years, what do you have? Don't you see it? All your grandmaster that you got problem, serious problem. And now are you going to sell this to America? You're going to sell this to South America? You're going to sell this to Europe? You want to talk about motor, virtue, martial virtue? Can we just be honest, plain people? Like the other day, I got, somebody told me that this guy who do the 1960 Wing Chun and copy some of my stuff and writing a book, act like a grandmaster. You look at the body. What do you have in your body? So at any instance, your opponent will be doing this. At any instant, your opponent's doing that. You think you believe that your Tan Pong Fok and all those can handle this in your structure? Try it. Try it. So this is the thing. That's why I say I don't want to say revolutions. I don't want to say anything like that. I don't want to make everybody wrong. But for God's sake, open the eyes. And here I don't put down this grandmaster or that grandmaster. And you know that in Asia, left and right, I defend our past generations Wing Chuners. But within ourselves, Wing Chunner, hey man, you need to know what the heck's going on. Outside there, you can put some smoke screen out there. But inside here, you need to know. That's why Bruce Lee called it what? Land swimming in 1969. 50 years that problem, you drop there, you never solve it. You create so many internal art grandmaster today. Going to China, interview this guy, that guy, practice Tai Chi and everything, internal for what? Because can you handle this? You want to say that you are internal? Can you handle this? It's just as simple as this. As simple as this, aerobic and anaerobic. If you get a monk, like Monk Xuanji, or the 1850s Wing Chuners in the Red Boat camp, they will be able to handle this. They will be able, you can go up, go to the lab, check their athletic threshold. If they train in that, you look at how the Shaolin Sword Strike Classic and the 1850s Shaolin Tao Classic. That's why I put it here. I'm going to write another book on this breathing stuff. Show you the entire thing in scientific like this. You bring them to today, you put them in the lab, you can they will be able to show you the number. The issue right now is, do you have the training? Like in this one. Do you know that in this lower part, your blood is more into your blood distributions of the system cardio output at rest and duration and during the strenuous exercise? Do you know that when you are in Shaolin Tao, in the Nurture Qi, you're supposed to be here? When you are in the endurance and the sparring, your blood distribution is here. So over here, lower part of training, your blood is in your internal organs. Over here, you have to train your muscle and so forth. Training your muscle. This is for your, healthy, the internal organ and so forth. What do you have that? I'm not even talking about fighting. I'm talking about, do you condition your body? Or do you even know what you're dealing with? You do the set Xiu Lim Tao, you mimic the entire thing. What do you get? Well, let me share with you. The truth of those who really practice Xiu Lim Tao. This is a 1-year-old. Okay? My body link in all of Xiu Lim Tao. In part 1, it is really light state. My 7 bowl are all engaged in working together. And most days I have nearly no tension in my body, can just feel the bowls spiraling and stretching and reel in. My breathing is light and smooth too. In part 2, part 3, part 4, I can link my body, but it is not as light as in part 1. So I'm working on to get it all consistent. I have found the Xiu Lim Tao has made me more aware of my 6 core element and more sensitive to my body and art. My force flow and momentum handling has really improved too. Xiu Lim Tao teaching me how my body functions, so my coordination and 7 bowl handling are improved alongside. I have found it really help with recover too. If I'm sore from training, if I practice Xiu Lim Tao, I recover about twice as fast if I do nothing. So isn't it about this when you practice Xiu Lim Tao? Isn't it about this? See, I don't even talk about fighting. Do you have that? If you don't have that, how can you go face the world? What Wing Chun? All your sets, your Xiu Lim Tao, your internal whatever, what did they do? So this is my question. Don't tell me every time when I raise technical question, people get into, lineage politics. There are truth of your history, the truth of my history, and they have all the single evidence stuff, whatever they want to argue, and then get into this talk with a hand, don't talk with the mouth. Today, I don't even talk with all those things. I just slam the science, hard science to you. This is real world. Unless you can explain that, don't call yourself a martial artist. Because this is all scientific now. The karate do that, the Thai boxer do that, the Western boxer do that, the BJJ do that, the wrestler do that. So why are you so exclusive living in your fantasy and thinking that you are much superior than other people? So what my point is this. It is not about lineage and all this kind of thing. It's about the bottom line. You have a void there. And those who do opium, do you think they can do the anaerobic? Do you think they can do this? If you get Mas Oyama to do opium, do you think they can get up to here? You get Muhammad Ali to do opium, do you think they can get here? And how many you get here? Over here you can count. Mike Tyson, for sure, he is here. Mas Oyama is, of course, is here. Helio Gracie, in my pronunciation, is that true? Daniel.
It's Helio Gracie.
Yeah, Helio Gracie. Of course, he's here. Xi Xiaodong, of course, is here. What can I say? Do you want the truth or you want to keep playing nonsense politics? Do I care for all those kind of become a grandmaster in the nonsense, fictitious martial art? I careless. I'm a Kyokushin. I don't have to be like that to prove this, and I get nothing to prove. Because Mas Oyama and all his fighters proved the art for me already, so that I learn. I just have to learn. So this is how serious is it? Stop to using this politics thing. Stop to say that who say who say what. Stop this Wing Chun, Wang Chun stuff, or Wing Chun, Tai Chi, internal stuff. It's just one page. If you cannot answer it, just one page. Can you answer it?
The implications, that page is simple, but the implications for that page are overwhelming for so many people who have the way of doing things, right? Because it implies a total change in the way that they, teaching or objectives, or and for a lot of people, that's admitting that what they've been told or what they believe is untrue.
Now, disregard what your lineage. Didn't I give you that page? That page is the solution. The first time you look at the page, you feel you want to reject it, whatever you want to do. If you, after you look at that page for after 10 times, by 2 months later from today, you know it's no big deal. I'm just going to learn this. Right? So I give you the solution. I'm not sitting down here like past 60 years or 80 years, bad-mouthing this grandmaster, get grandmaster. I give you a solution already. If you don't get up to that level, you cannot face karate, Western boxing, Thai boxing, jiu-jitsu, judo. You never be able to face them. That is the verdict based on science and history. And did I mention about me, who the hell I am, what is my lineage? I don't care. What I care is how many people, innocent people, you put it down in the street for security. If Asia cannot do a reset for like this, let's do it in the West. And I'm sure that, like I wrote there in the, I translate that in the General Qi Ji Guang book. I translate that. The meaning of the Qi Ji Guang's book. It says this: Ji Xiao refer to evidence-based and effective. Xing Shu refer to a book that keeps pace with the time. It is based on traditional method and is not restricted by traditional method. 460 years ago, the Chinese ancestor Qi Ji Guang named the book that way. What is different from what I'm saying this in America today? Nothing. In fact, I'm just following him. So I know this a lot for you to pound. So this is what I like to share with you guys today. Stop to get into this politics, that politics, this lineage, 1850s Wing Chun, 1960 Wing Chun, bullshit, nonsense. If you don't get all that page, the basic done, we don't have nothing. Disregard our 1850 or 1960, you have nothing. As Bruce Lee said, land swimming. So this is for everybody today.